Hey everybody, welcome back to the 6th round post-fight show with me, Zane Simon, and my co-host, as always, Eddie Mercado.
E-
Coming to y'all from the end of UFC 326 going at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Charles Oliveira absolutely mopped the floor with Max Holloway. I never thought I would see it. Honestly.
I
Like,
was worried about this. I picked
I,
Max.
I picked Max too. And Connor threw an inkling at me on the Vivi that he was like, who has really, really tried to wrestle Max the way Charles Oliveira does?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Not a,
How sure are we that Max is actually ready for this? And the eye test says, hey, Max does a lot of really smart stuff with how he stuffs takedowns. He's got a good steering wheel defense where he gets one arm in on the shoulder, one arm under hook, and he tries to like peel a takedown off and end up in an advantageous position himself. But it's we haven't seen him against especially an upper body clinch wrestler, the caliber of Charles Oliveira, who is one of the all-time great upper body clinch wrestlers in MMA history, really.
but not only that, if you look at who Max has fought, I'm not saying they're favorable matchups, but none of them have come out with the game plan to take this guy down and grapple with him. Like even like the Brian Ortega fight.
Yeah, it's really only Conor McGregor that did
Connor, yeah.
after his knee got busted, and that was so. I
Mhm.
like on the one hand, Conor McGregor decisioning Max Holloway, maybe that should be a warning sign, but at the same time, like that was 2013. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, Max got exposed." Like,
no,
this is the first time he's really had to deal with that. And like, if it comes now, whatever, like, whatever. I
yeah,
feel like there's no shame in his game.
no, no,
Oliveira
no,
is one of the greatest to ever do it. And I don't know how intentional it was, but Max did get 5 seconds to go swing for the
yeah,
fences and got his shit rocked.
yep. He got his chance. He got his moment to try and bring it all back. But I mean, it was just, hey, first things first. I mean, this is okay. First, one thing before anything else. This is why, okay, the
You're gonna
BMF
I already know
gimmick.
what you're gonna say. Are you gonna say this is like gives credence to how dubious the BMF title is?
No, the BMF idea is a stupid idea from the jump. It's a juvenile, childish idea of prize fighting. Um, but if you're gonna do it, you throw it at dudes like Hanato Moicano and like
Hmm,
Dan Hooker. You throw it at
Dan Hooker,
guys.
yes. Moicano, no.
Well, maybe no,
You,
but
you don't throw it at people who try to come and take people down and submit
Well,
them.
the thing is, you don't throw it at championship level fighters. You throw it at mid card action
No,
fighters.
sir. No,
No,
sir.
you do not, because you know
No.
what?
Justin
You were
Gaethje,
never
Max Holloway was phenomenal. That was BMF as
that
fuck.
that is luck though, because the truth is that any fighter that is legitimately going to try to be contending for a belt is never going to spend their career doing BMF fights. They're not going to go out there and throw caution to the wind. They're going to do what Charles Oliveira did. They're going to go out there and they're going to try to make sure they win, because winning right now is a lot more important to Charles Oliveira's career than the BMF belt. That's just some.
Sure. I mean, but that's everybody.
No, there are fighters out there on that roster who would be overjoyed by the extra payday and the extra shine that comes with this pretend title. but your
I don't
championship
know.
world
That
class
that
caliber fighters are not
you're
them.
forgetting about the win bonus. The win bonus or the win pay, right? You're showing your win. Like that's
They
enough
could make the
incentive
BMF
to
title more. They could make it easily more valuable than any win bonus Drew Dober has ever gotten in his career. You know, that's why you put it on those kinds of fighters. Because you say, "Hey, we're going to pay you $200,000 for your BMF fight, title fight," and you go out there and you fight like a fucking maniac, and that's worth more than the win bonus. There's no title aspirations in Drew Dober's future. He knows that.
I think the middle ground here is it should be people whose style fits what the BMF stands for. So if anyone's coming out to grapple, you shouldn't be getting the shot at the BMF. Or
Well,
like,
yeah,
I
that.
would have been fine if it wasn't even on the line. Like if this were
Well,
just
yeah, I
the
mean,
main event.
I would be fine if it didn't exist. I'm saying if it's gonna
True.
exist,
True.
it's a Carney prize you give to Carney
Yeah.
fighters. You don't give it to real world class fighters because they got other shit to do. Charles Oliveira has other shit to do. He doesn't need this BMF belt. And this was not in, if you're gonna, if this, like, if you're gonna, I had to agree with Daniel Cormier. You know what? Like, I had to fucking sit there and listen to Daniel
Okay.
Cormier be like, "Is this a BMF fight? I'm just asking questions here." And have Joe Rogan and John Eddie be like, "Really, all fights are BMF worthy. Laying on a guy and holding him for 30 minutes is as BMF as BMF gets." Dan,
That's not what Charles did here, but yeah.
yeah,
We'll
Joe,
talk
like,
about Rosas Jr. in a little bit.
yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, it's this is why the BMF thing is stupid. Is because if you're putting it on fights like this, it's stupid because these fighters have something way more at stake than like putting on the most action-filled fight possible.
Yeah, I mean, that should just be a byproduct of someone's natural style. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be, "Hey, we're gonna go out and try to fight differently," or anything like that. It should
yeah,
just be like Drew Dober, like you said,
yeah,
perfect candidate.
yeah,
Hobo Cop, perfect candidate.
yeah,
Like people like
exactly.
this.
You
But no, it
know?
is stupid and it should probably go away because
Yes.
I think this could be this is a great time to retire it.
Yeah, yeah, just you know what? If Dana White still had any like of that classic sort of promoter punch that made people love him despite how shitty he treated everybody back in the day, this would be a great time for him to just go out and be like, yeah, we're not doing the BMF thing anymore. Like, that was clearly not a BMF worthy performance. Good job to Charles Oliveira. We'll see what's next for him, but we don't need to do this. You
We have a
know?
question in
Yeah.
the chat.
Oh yeah. Whoop, not that. You make a distinction between back taking grapplers like Oliveira and top position monsters like Diego Lopez.
For me, the distinction is what you do with the position, right? If you're causing damage and you're threatening submissions, I don't give a fuck if you're on top or if you're on someone's back. If you're just holding on, controlling,
But he's saying
get
for
that
like
shit
banishing people from the BMF.
oh, yeah, no. But like at least Lopez will stand with people.
Yeah. I mean,
But like,
Oliveira has too plenty of times. It's just, but it's not what he.
eh.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Oliveira's smart. He sees a path of least resistance, he's gonna take it.
Yeah.
And I
This is
feel
what,
like unless all you do is bang it out like a Max Holloway, you shouldn't be in the running.
yeah, that's why I'm saying it's like you keep the BMF title at the Dan Ige level. You don't let it rise above the Dan Iges of the world because anybody who rises above that
No, you
level,
can't put limits on it.
you have
It
to.
it's style specific. Max
I mean,
Holloway absolutely belongs in BMF fights. Justin Gaethje,
he
like,
belongs in BMF fights when he's like 5 years older and is just hanging on to his career for like the shit of it. You know, right now, Max Holloway was still a title contender. Justin or Charles Oliveira, still a title contender.
no, I mean, it was stupid. They should not have never put
Yeah.
this should not BMF had nothing to do with this fight.
Yeah. Anyway, beyond that, though, I got to give Charles Oliveira huge props because stylistically, this felt like a really potentially terrible fight for him. Holloway's been generally really great on the back foot. Oliveira has tended to be a pretty linear fighter when he goes forward. And it seemed like really possible that Holloway could just maneuver around him. So I got to give a huge amount of credit for Oliveira for totally selling out on pressure from the jump, swarming, and knowing that Holloway's been getting hurt more often. So just sitting down willfully in the pocket with Holloway early and saying, we can go 1-for-1, and I'm going to trust that that will work out better for me. And it did. And that kind of swarming, like that cascaded the whole rest of the fight with him coming out immediately, fearlessly just taking Holloway on and saying, I'm going to make this as difficult as possible from the jump. And if he'd given Holloway more space and time and been a little more cautious or been a little slower to pressure like that, it could have been an entirely different fight.
No, it was brilliant. Brilliant
Yeah.
performance. Like one of his most dominant performances.
Mm-hmm. You could legitimately,
Stand up, ground game, wrestling.
yeah. I scored it 50-44.
Sure.
You could legitimately score at 50-40 though. Like,
Honestly, shout out to Max for his submission defense.
yeah.
He was in some bad positions and he was able to survive when a lot of people haven't. That's I've never
Yeah.
seen that from Max. I've never seen him have to defend submissions like that.
Not for that amount of time. Yeah, I was thinking about Oliveira versus who was it? Was it Gamrot? No, might have been
For
Dustin.
Oliveira,
Might have been. I'm trying to think if it was an Oliveira, if it was Oliveira, if it was somebody else, but I think it might have been Oliveira versus Poirier in 2021, where like he got to the rear naked choke position, and his opponent kept fighting the hand, and every time they'd successfully fight the hand up atop to break the grip and break the choke, his choking arm would just sneak in a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter. So that eventually locking in the top hand wasn't even like that instrumental to the choke anymore. His opponent had been so focused on fighting that top grip hand that suddenly the choke was already done just by the
mhm.
arm under the neck. And like, really high level submission fighters like that, they can get you. It is, you hear people talk about like, oh yeah, well, if all you're doing is defending, it's not that hard. It's like somebody of Oliveira's quality, you have to be working every second.
Yeah, I
So
mean, if you watch, competitive jujitsu, those guys do not even need to get under the chin.
yeah,
Right across the face, boom, you're fucking tapping.
yeah. So
But credit to Max, he did a fantastic job of surviving.
mm-hmm.
But you know,
Didn't make for a thrilling fight. Made for an
no,
impressive fight. Did not make for a thrilling fight.
no,
I think
completely lopsided.
scoring this, you got to score like a 2.5, 3.
I gave it a 3 because um Oliveira was constantly doing shit, right? Like he was looking
Yeah.
for subs, landing nasty ass elbows. That knee he landed was
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like he was doing a lot of good things in this fight. Just
And we got that 2 minutes of respite in the middle where the feed cut out for everybody.
dude, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. Like I don't borrow someone's Paramount account for
Yeah.
this
That's
for
right.
this to cut out on me.
My parents paid good money for Paramount Plus. I do not need to be putting up with this shit. Come on. But yeah,
Yeah.
not a great viewing experience, not a real BMF fight. Came at the end of a card that just kind of, I mean, there was some cool stuff on this card, but it was like eyedroppered in, you know? Like you get a little dash here, little sousson.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the finishes we got were jarring enough to where,
Yeah,
like, I stayed engaged, right? We got a
yeah,
tech sub, some quick knockouts. We got Drew Dober doing what Drew Dober does.
yeah. Man, I gotta say, like, we'll get to it, but all that talk about Michael Johnson maybe throwing that fight, man, if he threw that fight, that is the best dive I've ever seen anybody ever take.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Well, it was just the line movement because Dober was like a
Yeah.
minus 200 or plus 200 underdog. Went, I think, from plus 160 to minus 250 in a day.
I don't think he was ever an underdog in that fight.
I think he was. No, he was like, I think on Wednesday. Let me see.
Nah, he just became the larger favorite.
I think when I was talking about the fight on Thursday, yeah, he opened at plus 160. So he went from plus 160 to minus 225.
Nah, no way.
Yeah.
Nah, he opened
Yes.
at plus 100
I,
on
well,
FanDuel.
okay, on FanDuel, but on other books, he opened
Who
as
else do
wide
you
as
want to
plus
hear from?
160.
Um, nah, that must have been an error.
Drew
Let's see what
Dober.
Caesars. Caesars had him at plus 22, plus 122 opening.
Yeah.
Bet Rivers had him at plus 118 opening. Betway had
Well,
him at
other
plus
other
110
books that had
opening.
him opening as more of an underdog, I think they closed those lines.
Well,
Like,
no, the ones I just read off didn't close. So
yeah, I know
DraftKings closed,
the
Bet365
ones that
closed, and
did
PointsBet closed.
had him opening as a bigger underdog.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's egregious.
But yeah, he opened at plus 160 for on several books.
But it is crazy to see a line swing like that.
Yeah, and so there was a lot of talk that maybe Johnson was going to throw the fight or something like that. And I think it's fair to say he didn't. Because if you're going to throw a fight, you don't do it by eating the hardest hook to the side of your head possible. To the
I feel like that
dented
would have
side,
happened
especially.
anyway. Like this was a fight that didn't need to be thrown.
No. But yeah. Let's get to the co-main event now. Middleweight bout, Kyle
Oh wait,
Baja.
wait, wait,
Oh, wait.
wait.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk
Where do
about
they
some
go from
possible next
here?
fights. Yeah. Um,
Armin rematch for Oliveira?
yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, it's clear at this point that the UFC has created a situation that where Armin Tsarukyan's just not going to be part of the title picture without doing something else. And that win over Charles Oliveira was very, very sketch, very thin.
Very,
So
very thin.
they could run it back. That would probably be the most sense as a prestige fight we're gonna have the BMF belt between Arman Tsarukyan
Oh
and
fuck.
Charles Oliveira.
Oh fuck. Yeah, the BMF is dead.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a prestige bout for Tsarukyan. He wins that. Then he can get the winner of Geji Topuria. He can get Ilya Topuria. Let's not mince words about who's winning that fight.
if Gaethje, if and or when Gaethje loses, he can fight Max again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because honestly, I don't know
Otherwise,
what else to do with Max.
yeah, I mean, he's got to find some other. I mean, I guess he could bounce down. He could fight Alexander Volkanovski again, since the UFC hates Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy. Or
I don't want to see that.
he could fight like Aljo or something. I
Definitely
don't
don't
know.
want to see that.
And yeah, otherwise, there's really not a Max Holloway fight out there that has a lot of shine to it. So Gage's gonna lose, and then we do Gagey again,
Unless he retires.
unless he retires, which he might. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sucks because Max Holloway's awesome, and
Yeah.
there should be great fights for him to take. But like, do you do? I guess you can do stuff like Holloway Moicano and Holloway Fiziev and Holloway Dariush and stuff like that, but it doesn't have any sizzle to it at that point.
They feel so unimportant.
Yeah.
Man, lightweight is such an interesting place. It's like, you can debate who's the GOAT at lightweight, but like lightweight has the four horsemen, right? Like Gaethje, Poirier, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. These are
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible to hate these guys.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single other division that has had a group like that has been so fan friendly and I just it's really remarkable, and it's kind of sad that it's coming to an end, right? Poirier's already gone, Gaethje's on his way out, Oliveira's no spring chicken, Max seems eternal, but
There is one fight that you could do with Max Holloway. It scares me, but it would be fun and it would have value. Max Holloway, John Silva.
oof. At lightweight,
Yeah.
does Silva want to move up?
He already went up to fight Drew Dober for the fuck of it.
True.
It's
Yeah,
actually
I'm
it's
with you. I'm
something.
with you on that.
It's something,
I'm
It's
with
not
you
a
on
lot,
that.
but it's an outside thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Because
picking up what you're putting down.
the only other thing would be if Pitbull can beat Aaron Pico, then you could do Holloway Pitbull.
Yeah, that'd be a banger too. Maybe.
Maybe, might not, but it's at least a fight that would have an idea to it of something that's
Sure.
like it
Sure.
feels like an idea. But it's at lightweight. It doesn't really feel like anybody in the top 15 at lightweight makes sense as a fight for Holloway right now. You know?
He's in no
All right.
man's land.
He is. All right, let's talk about Kyle Bahayo, Reiner de Ritter, and yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not surprised that judges didn't give de Ritter any rounds for this. I know I saw a lot of people score the second for him,
Yeah,
but
second was close.
second was close.
It's because RDR had volume in the second, but the
Yeah.
bigger shots, like if you come out and start a round and you rock the other guy, and like the guy does some pitter and doesn't really ever rock you back and doesn't dominate you in some other way, it's hard for me to give them that round.
Yeah. And also too, I've come around more and more over time to the boxing idea that you actually kind of should consider technique when you're scoring.
Fuck no. Get the fuck out of here with that.
No,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is the
I
craziest thing I've ever heard you say.
no, I'm for it.
Have you been drinking?
One very small glass.
There must be some potent shit there. I don't give a fuck what your technique looks like. I'll make fun of it, but
No, I mean
like
I'm still saying damage
form
and
over function all day. I mean, function over form all day.
damage should be first. But if it's like pitter pat, ugly strikes that are you just like going out and trying to swing stuff and it's just you're making a mess and nothing lands clean and all that. And your opponent is doing basically the same amount of work, but they're hitting you way cleaner and just way sharper. I want to
Yeah,
count that.
that's called damage.
No, but it's not even damage. Like saying the damage can be essentially equivalent from this. I'm going to award the form and the technique.
This isn't karate. We're not fucking.
But boxing does it too. That is a part of how boxing is scored.
This
That
isn't
is part of.
boxing.
I know, but it's
That is
not
no
any.
part of the scoring criteria. Like,
I know, but it's. I'm saying that I more and more believe it should be. Renner to Ritter is a complete fucking mess standing up. That man moves like he moves
he's
like
not
each of his
athletic.
he moves
Yeah.
like each of his feet he has to like pick each one up with his hands and set it back down before he can punch. Like his body does not move in any coordinated fashion.
Yeah.
So
It's true. I'm not gonna dock him for it.
I am.
I'll let him get clocked for it.
Yeah,
Like, and that's what Kaio did here.
he
You
did.
made
He
him
did.
pay for being
He did.
sloppy.
And yeah, it was a fine fight. Not not special, but
It was more fun than maybe I thought it was gonna be. I thought we were
I
gonna
think it
get a
was.
lot more like lame grappling exchanges and maybe a lot more control, whether it be against the fence
Yeah.
or on the ground. So, two guys who aren't great strikers, if they want to go out there and throw at each other,
I'll
I
admit,
think
I
that
thought it
was
was going to be more of a points shuffle from Baja, where he would just kind of pick his shots, land the occasional strike, stay out of RDR's way. So I am also happy it was a little messier and wilder than that.
yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was a
And that's
three.
another thing about judging on technique. Like, everybody at 185 is taking a hit. Like,
They are, yeah. No question, no question. I give the fight a 3 overall. It was,
I'm gonna go 3.5 just because of like how goofy RDR looked when he got hit.
he really. I mean, somewhere Robert Whitaker's sitting at home watching this fight and going, "Oh my god, what the fuck? What was I doing?" Like, you know, Kyle Bahio came out with like your same game basically, and he just plugged this guy every time he stepped in with some wild goofy shit. You know,
It was goofy.
it was. Oh, we'll get to some bookings here in a minute, but somebody asked, "What's our initial thoughts on the White House card that they announced during the event?"
I mean, Gaethje Taporia, that should be fun. That should end in a knockout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poatan moving up. I've been wanting to see it for a long ass time.
Against Cyril Gahn.
I don't care who it's against.
Okay.
Who's
It was
better than
supposed to be
Cyril?
John Jones, very clearly.
Who's
Jones
better than
pulled.
Cyril Gahn though? That's a like
Well, Jones
omitting
pulled
John
out.
Jones.
Jones pulled out at the weigh-ins yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Was he the? Are we sure?
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that
Not, I'm
sucks.
not, not sure, but that's everything that that's where everything points.
Yeah, but Tom's unavailable. John's unavailable. The next best is Cyril Gahn.
Although Aspinall did just say that he's getting back into something. Although he's also that something was signing with Eddie Hearn, so I can't imagine the UFC's about. He's going to be unavailable to the UFC quite a lot, I think.
Man, what a power move by Eddie.
Yeah.
He's got all the contracts now. Not all, but like he's privy to the way the UFC's maneuvering,
Mm-hmm.
which is just ammo for nothing other than talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I mean, there's some decent fights on the card.
it.
O'Malley's a hobby,
Yeah.
could end spectacularly. Hoofy Chandler's interesting.
I will say this. It's not UFC 100 levels of good. You know, it's not the level of like a UFC super card. It's a
Yeah,
solidly booked card. It
it's not
feels
UFC 300. What the
it
fuck is Dawkins doing on this card?
exactly.
That's
Or
weird.
frankly too, I mean, Michael Chandler last one, he's got one win in the last 5 years.
Nah, Chandler belongs there. He's always in fun fights, no matter what.
But it's the UFC. This is like it's like the Sphere. This is one of the absolute biggest things that the UFC is going to be doing for the next 5 years. This is one of their most important, most iconic, most individual events. And they just can't make them the way they used to, you know?
Yeah, I even think the way they announced it was pretty lame.
Yeah. We used to remember it when the UFC really wanted to do a big card. We used to get like 3 title fights. We got like, Brock Lesnar, Anderson Silva, GSP, all fighting for belts on the same card, that kind of shit. And it was legitimately like, oh my God, there's no way I could do anything but watch this card. This is like, okay, I'm going to see
Yeah.
it. I'm going to see it. It's
Even
there.
UFC 300, that was a banger.
Yeah.
But
And
at least we won't have like a bunch of whack ass prelims, right? So at least they're not embarrassing themselves with that.
yeah, and there was a
But,
strong feeling from some people that it was going to be Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison, which
good God, that would have been the worst.
I could have seen it. But
But I
yeah,
do like the shorter fight card. That's a throwback.
are we sure that it's only going to be those? Okay, it would feature 6 or 7 fights. So yeah, we've got the 6. Yes. No, I love a short fight card. That's nice.
Yeah.
It yeah, I don't know why you would do Bo Nickel Kyle Dacus on when you only have 6 fights to choose from. I don't know why that would be one of them, but
That's the only one I just don't care about in any way, shape, or form. All of the other ones, there's something in it for me.
yeah.
So
I would say at the very least though, in the cases of like both Nickel Dacus and Hoofy Chandler, maybe Lopez Garcia as well. Like every fight on this card should either be for a belt or between 2 people who could be fighting for a title next. That's what you want to see. And the bottom 3 fights on this card are not that.
Lopez Garcia, that's a ton of fun for me. I love Steve
It's fun.
Garcia.
I love Steve Garcia too, but it should be like you should be putting your most thrilling top contenders on these things, you know?
You can't do that when you spread yourself so thin, though.
I know. But they that's this company makes $2 trillion a year and they put on the same fights for the last 20 years per year. It's just that they're now locked into so many obligations in so many places because they demand all this money up front to even put on events that they spread themselves super thin. So it is what it is. It's a fine card, but it's like a generic 2016 pay-per-view. It's back when all the pay-per-views had like 2 title fights on them and felt pretty solid.
It looks fun outside of
Yeah.
Nickel and Dawkins.
Yeah.
Everything else looks fun.
Yeah. All right. Getting back to where we were. Let's see.
Oh, next fight's for Kaio and RDR.
Yeah.
I think
Kaio,
you have to do like Brendan Allen next for Kaio.
he called
They
out
had the
Dricus,
true. I don't know if
which,
Drix would take that fight, but it would be a fun, sloppy affair, and I'm here for that.
yeah.
But he
Otherwise, yeah,
grappled.
Brendan
Yeah,
Allen or Sean Strickland would both be
Strickland needs a
also fun.
title shot. But Brendan
Yeah.
Allen, they had a grappling match recently.
Yeah, true.
So there's some history there. RDR, he needs to fight Fluffy next.
Yeah, that fight should have happened already. We need to book it again. Really clear, obvious booking. So, oh man. Dano said he's looking at another title fight to the White House, so we might get Shevchenko. Oh no. Come on.
Yikes. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe welterweight?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not going to be a title fight, honestly, but we'll see. All right. That brings us to
The
a
worst fight of the night.
bantamweight bout. Raul Rosas Jr., Rob Font. And man, look, I know Font's wrestling sucks, but I thought he might have a shot just because Rosas is so anemic outside of wrestling.
I picked Rob Font.
Yeah, me too.
I picked Font. I picked Holloway. And those were my only misses on this whole card. So this fight actually really pissed me off because it broke my streak. But my beef is Rosas was so dominant with the grappling, but I don't remember one single moment where he actually tried to finish the fight.
No, I think there is actually a terrible, but there is an argument to be made that Rob Font did all of the offensive stuff in this fight.
I gave Font the first round.
Yeah. It's just it sucks. And this is purely a UFC created problem too, where like Rosas has a really limited game and he is a phenomenal prospect, but his biggest win of his career was Vince Morales, or I guess it was Ori Chilang, actually. And he could find a way to fight his way past an old Rob Font, but he doesn't have the tools to make that fight fun.
No.
No,
This was trash.
He's 21 and he's
I thought I was watching ADCC.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch ADCC when I'm watching UFC.
No. And I really too like Font. I get it. You're old. You're a step slower. It's that much harder to defend stuff. But like, God damn it, man! Fight the fucking hands. He's
Yeah,
like
he didn't
pulling a
fight the hand.
leg to like try and like pick a leg up from underneath. It's just like the only thing you're gonna do it that way is fall backward and sit on Rosas and give him your back. What do you? You're not gonna. There's no thing that you're gonna achieve
There's
that
a knee
way.
bar there, but yeah.
He's not going for a knee bar.
I think he did go for the knee bar.
He might have like rolled for one from underneath, but when he was like on his feet, up on his feet, with Rosas on his back, and he's like
Yeah.
reaching down to like
Yeah.
grab. Yeah, he's not.
Man.
It just sucked.
I'm gonna give Rosas the benefit of the doubt because he's so young.
No, sure. He's 21.
But
He's just.
damn it. I hated this so much.
It was him being thrown into deeper water, deep enough water that he could still get through it. But it's like throwing somebody into the pool and they don't know how to swim, so they just thrash and they make it all the way to the other side. And like they didn't drown, but they still don't know how to swim. You know, he didn't lose, but he's still not an elite fighter. Like this win doesn't suddenly make Raul Rosas an elite challenger, you know?
No, but it does take David Martinez off the chopping block for me as far as punishment fights go.
Yeah, you gotta do Rosas versus Batista now, right?
It's a must. It is a must. Book it.
Raul
Book it.
Rosas, Mario Batista.
We're gonna line them up. Batista's gonna knock him down. He's gonna win me over. I'm telling you, Zane.
He is. He could beat Raul Rosas. I had got no doubt about that.
Oh, 100%. That shit ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, for Rob Font, I don't know. I mean, guess he can fight Kyler Phillips or something. Has he already fought Kyler Phillips?
I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't really
He
care.
can fight
either.
anybody.
It's not at this
This
point.
was a 0.
He did already fight Kyler Phillips.
This was a hard 0.
Yeah.
Hard 0.
I'll give it a 0.5 just out of.
And here's the thing. You can have a limited game. We've seen it work, right? Damian Maia.
Yeah.
Limited game. Did brilliant stuff. This was not brilliant. This is someone holding on to a body lock for damn near 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Can't get behind it.
Really and truly not good. All right. That brings us to a lightweight bout. Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, and I guess it gets Drew Dober back in the saddle. He's been looking real shot lately, so you know.
Man.
Yeah.
Did you see the clip of when Dober went and talked to Johnson? I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before about everyone's saying Dober only beats black guys.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen like those memes going around?
No.
What? Yeah, it's like it'll be like Drew Dober versus white guys, and it's him losing, and it's Drew Dober versus black guys, and it's like all his knockouts. But like it was a thing, and like Michael Johnson commented on it and was like, "Oh, that's bullshit, whatever, blah blah blah." And so Dober went up and like thanked him for like shooting it down and not spreading the more of the bullshit.
Well, if he wanted to beat those allegations, he probably shouldn't have done what he did tonight.
No, he's not beating the allegations.
That's one step forward, 2 steps back for Drew Dober in the battle of the racial warfare, discourse.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No, but this, I mean, it's kind of a typical Michael Johnson fight here. Comes out looking sharp, and then shit goes south for him.
Yeah, he's always walked this kind of razor's edge in his career. He's fast. He fights at kind of one tempo. And if you can't catch up to that tempo, he can just outwork you. And if you can completely wreck his world. I have to admit, I'm a little impressed that Dober could actually get back on the horse. That fight he had with Kyle Prepolek, he looked terrible. And it's been a while since Dober looked good.
He didn't look that good in the first round, though, to be honest.
No, he didn't look that good in the start of this one either. So
honestly, the craziest part of this whole fight is that they called it a TKO.
I know.
What the fuck is that?
I know I've gone over this before, but just so everybody's clear, there is a real, very specific difference between a TKO and a KO. And when you call it one thing and when you call it the other. A KO is when a fighter is hit so hard that they are no longer capable of defending themselves. They have either gone all the way unconscious or they are so out of equilibrium and balance that they have fallen down and they cannot protect themselves in any way. That's a KO. It's always a KO. A TKO is when they're going like this and they just don't move and they just keep getting beat on. They're defending themselves. They're awake, but they're not fighting anymore. That's a TKO.
And also, like, if they're still standing, it's a TKO.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they're standing, but they're slumped. Like, if they're standing, yeah.
Correct.
Like, it's a TKO if you could be defending, if you could be somehow in the fight, but you are not. You can be defending yourself. You're conscious, but your will to fight has been shut down. You're too tired. You're too beat up. You're
overwhelmed. Yeah.
You're overwhelmed. And it's a KO if you're just fucking out of it. And God damn it, if Michael Johnson was not knocked out, then I don't know what knocked out looks like. You know?
I really don't understand that. It's got to be tinfoil hat. It's got to be something with the props.
Yeah, I mean, everything right now with the UFC looks like a betting nightmare. I mean, like, we want to talk about the line move on Dober Johnson. If you want to talk about how a fight could look to be fixed, Raul Rosas Jr., Rob Font, that's two guys not fighting. You know?
I think Font was fighting. Like, I think he tried his best.
He wasn't doing any of the smart things to actually fight off any of the takedowns.
I think he fought within himself. Like,
but I'm just saying, like, that is much like there's stuff on every card now where I have to look at it and be like, yeah, that could be a fix. I don't know. Like, problem gambling has invaded this sport so thoroughly at this point that, like, every UFC card needs extra scrutiny, you know?
Yeah, it's really hard to... But I feel like simply calling something a TKO versus a KO is a real under-the-radar kind of way.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how gambling usually invades other sports, is that you just shave a point, you beat the spread, you get, you pay an NBA player, $10,000 to only get 9 rebounds that night instead of 10. You know? Nobody doesn't show up to anybody as like, oh, that's really illegit, or it doesn't change the outcome of the game.
Right, exactly.
It's a small thing. So, that kind of shit is how, a lot of actual sports fixing happens.
I wonder if that's the case. Like, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Like, because, I mean, they split the hairs on the props. Like, is it going to be a KO or is it going to be a TKO? Sometimes they put them together, but you can also find them individually, right? It can be, is it going to be unanimous decision, split decision, majority decision?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, 5 years ago, I'd be like, it's just some stupid recording error, or Buffer doesn't know how to read.
Sure.
50-50. But now I'm much more willing to give credence to the idea that any weird occurrence could be gambling related. All right. Dober Johnson, I probably a betting weirdness aside, a 5.
Definitely a 5. Brutal
Yeah.
knockout like that. We saw Johnson do his thing for a round.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm comfortable with this being a solid 5.
Now Gregory Rodriguez Bruno. Oh,
No,
what's
no.
next? That's right. What are we talking?
I called for this 2 cards ago.
Mm.
Quillin Sal killed. Drew Dober needs
Hey,
to
you know
happen.
what? I would have thought a fight or two ago. I would have been like, that doesn't feel right. But now, yeah, do that. You're right. Dober Sal killed. That's great. All right. That brings us to a middleweight fight. Gregory Rodriguez, Bruna Fajeda. And finally, the universe has righted itself. This is always what was supposed to happen when you put these two men together. A 5'10" middleweight who only throws hooks against a 6'3" middleweight who throws powerful straight punches all the time. The 6'3" guy is not supposed to just get randomly KO'd by some ugly ass overhand. It's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be this. Every single time, it's supposed to be this. The universe is back in alignment.
It is back, and what I'm excited for is this opens up a trilogy because I'll watch these 2 fight all fucking day. So I'm already
UFC
looking forward
matchmakers,
to their rematch
they
or
love you. You
the
speak
rubber
with the
match.
voice that Sean Shelby hears. Can we book this fight 5 more times? Hell yeah.
This should be on the White House card.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, this was so quick. Man, love it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It's really not long enough to talk about.
No, I mean, I'm going to give it a 4 just because it's not long enough to talk about, but
No,
it
I'm gonna
was,
give it a 5 because the first one was a quick KO. This one's a quick KO. I'm completely happy with
yeah.
how this turned out.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Get to our rankings here.
Oh, it's a 5.
And
It's a 5. Best case scenario.
Gregory
Sets,
Rodriguez.
sets up the trilogy. Quick
Yeah.
knockout.
You're saying just rebook this fight again right
No,
now?
no, no, not right
No.
away.
Okay.
But it gives it makes sense for them to run it back at some point.
Well, you know what fight I think they should do right now for Rodriguez?
I would do Costa Mirzakhanov winner.
Yeah, is Mirzakhanov dropping down?
Yeah, he's fighting Paulo Costa.
No, I know he's fighting Paulo Costa, but Paulo Costa's fought at light heavyweight before. Is it? Yeah, Costa's going up to light heavyweight.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Oh, what the fuck? Izzy Pfeiffer?
I was gonna say I think they should do Rodriguez Whitaker.
Oh, that's weird. Whitaker's going through it.
Yeah, he's had 2 losses to Ritter and Chimaev, but Rodriguez also flamed out bad against Jared Cannonier. So
Guy coming off of 3 wins against the guy coming off 2 losses.
yeah, but I mean, one's a former champ. Let me see. Is there an action fighter on the rise that would be more sensible? Guess the
Um,
let's see.
Not really. Not that I can. It can't be someone out of the rankings.
Yeah, because I mean that's the only other thing I can think of is find somebody really hot shit and do that who's not ranked yet and do that.
I
But
guess you could do Brendan Allen.
yeah, you could. But if you're Allen, you don't take that fight.
Hell no. If you're anybody, you don't take that fight. It's such a nightmare. He is scary.
Actually, I know what fight the other fight you could book, and I hate to even say it because it's such a gimmick, but you could legit do HoboCop versus Shara Bullet.
Sure.
That's a reasonable booking.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to a bantamweight fight. Cody Garbrandt, Xiao Long. And man, all week I just said to myself, like, Cody Garbrandt can't be so fucking washed that he can't beat Xiao Long, can he?
Did you pick Garbrandt?
I did.
I did too.
I was like, he's 5 times faster. He's not physically deteriorated. And Zhao Long is like the fighter who steps in and cocks an arm every time he's about to like throw it. Like steps in, is like, okay, now here's my right hand. Just steps in and like, okay, I'm putting my leg back. I'm gonna throw this kick right now. Everything hyper telegraphed. It just, but Cody Garb, like, man, that dude is shot in ways that, like, so few fighters have ever been shot in the way that he is shot. He has basically he has the yips. You watch baseball or
Yeah.
like yeah, where a guy just suddenly who's been a pro for like 10 years just suddenly can't hit anything at all, just can't bat at all. That is Cody Garbrandt. This guy, his the knockouts he suffered and the attempts to fix his game and turn him into a more cautious, technical fighter to avoid those knockouts have broken his idea of how fighting works so severely that he simply does not know how to fight at all anymore. And he's doing when he goes out there is he's trying to do one big powerful thing that will end the fight so he doesn't have to do it anymore because he doesn't, it's all just to like try to, oh, don't go in too hard or you'll get hurt. I'll try to stay outside and be cautious, and then his opponent goes first and he gets hurt anyway. Then he's like, okay, I got to get mad, and you see like he gets kicked in the dick so hard he throws up. And
Oh, by the way, I was under the impression if you throw up, the fight's over.
yeah, that really technically should have been the end of the fight
But
right
not
there.
only was it not over, but the referee brought him the bucket.
I mean,
What the fuck?
MMA only has guidelines. It has no rules. It only has guidelines. But
But
like,
points were taken.
yeah, points were taken. You get kicked so hard in the dick that he threw up, and you could see he's like fucking mad, and he's gonna go out there and he's gonna beat Zhao Long's ass. And
For
his
3
corner's like,
seconds.
no, 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 don't do that, don't do that. They're like yelling at him to be calm and calm down. And so he does, and he just doesn't know how to fight like that. He doesn't know how to do that. And
But
his
that was
game doesn't.
actually the right call by his corner because he won the fight.
Well,
He
yeah, but
didn't
they
need to do
didn't
something
know that.
stupid and get caught.
He was There was no reason for him to believe that he was in a position to win this fight. That first round was a complete trash fire. He might have won it, but
I gave it to him with a question mark just because he actually did drop him, but he did get rocked by a head kick at the beginning. But I value the drop more so than anything else. So I did hesitantly
you
give him
shouldn't
the
trust
first one.
that. Like he shouldn't be banking his whole, the whole fight on that idea. This is just a tear. And to win by losing 2 points to dick kicks and only barely scrape out the win by losing 2 points to dick kicks. It's just terrible.
He probably should have won by disqualification.
Yeah, he really should have. Should have won by DQ. Should have had a no contest. Any number of things.
Well,
But
not a
this was,
no contest.
well, I'm just saying, MMA is 50-50 on this kind of shit.
Yeah.
When they stop a fight from fouls, you never can trust that, like, oh, they're gonna DQ that guy. Half the time they just wave it off.
But I
Anyway.
think enough of the fight went by to where they would have went to the scorecards anyways.
Yeah, true. Either way, this was just a complete fucking shit show.
Yeah, weird as fuck. Sad.
Sad. There's no reason that the UFC should come out of this thinking that Cody Garbrandt, that they can book him in a fight he can win.
No, but I do have a perfect fight for him.
Yeah, what's that?
Marlon Vera.
Oh man.
Marlon Vera. Makes sense.
It makes sense in like this watching what used to be awesome action fighters just totally suck the life out of each other kind of way. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what?
It'll be a staring contest for
It's
sure.
so horrifying. I like it. I mean, Vera will absolutely beat Garbrandt, but I guess you gotta find somebody that Vera can beat.
I feel like this is perfect.
Yeah. Two guys that, and weirdly, two guys who have unlearned how to fight in totally different ways. Because Vera has gotten too comfortable. He never feels like he has to fight.
Right.
He's just like, I'm fine. I'm not getting hurt. I don't have to go out there and fight this guy. It's fine. And Garbrandt is like, I can't do anything without getting hurt. I can't fight. Like, I can't move without getting hurt. So, yeah.
Perfect storm.
Perfect storm.
And watch it be like fight of the year or something crazy.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is a 1, by the way, for me.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I ought to give it a 0, but we did get that elbow drop that I liked.
And we did get dick kicks hard enough that somebody threw up, so it was at least entertaining.
There was some novelty.
Yeah.
A lot of weirdness, though.
That brings us to a middleweight fight. Dante Johnson, Cody Brundage, and
disgusting. This fight was disgusting.
Yeah.
Everything about this was disgusting. Johnson looked like this was his first fight ever.
Cody Brundage looked like he was really just happy to be there and get paid.
Well, there was short notice for him.
Yeah, well, he's the one who's picking up and saying yes every time the UFC calls. It's not like they called Cody Brundage and they're like, nobody else on this earth can fight Dante Johnson, Cody. It has to be you. They just called him because they knew he'd say yes no matter what they asked him to do.
Sure, as he should.
Yeah, fair enough. But
honestly,
he's clearly just in the collecting a check phase of his career.
I think Cody Brundage won this fight.
Now that's crazy.
How? He clearly won the first.
He
clearly
barely won the first, third. Maybe.
I think he won the third with his jab.
He was the only one getting dinged with anything hard at any point in this fight. And at no point was he in any position where he asserted any. And I mean, like, you would really have to be arguing that his jab did everything in that fight. And
so I would agree.
He didn't outland Johnson in a single round, including the first.
Anytime Johnson got hit with a jab or anything else, his reactions were so bad that I couldn't tell, is that damage or does he just not like getting hit or not comfortable enough getting hit yet, hasn't done enough sparring, hasn't put enough time in, but he has horrible reactions to
He's
getting hit.
he's clearly in the Douglas De Silva camp of dudes who have come up in MMA exclusively training themselves. That is very clearly what's going on there. And the little story they told before about him, like, oh, I trained by just spending an hour like sparring with my friend, like an hour straight, and that's
Yeah,
how
it
I
looks
know.
like it.
Yeah, it looks like it. Like, no, his reactions were bad, but he outlanded Brundage in every round, and you would really have to weight Brundage's jab as an effective punch when it not for even 1 second deterred Johnson from pressing him and outlanding him in every
It seemed
round.
like the most effective thing in that third round to me.
I can't see it. All I saw was Brundage being totally broken and using the jab to just inch away and try not to get put out of the fight.
I'll even say it was probably the smartest I've ever seen Brundage fight in the third round.
Yeah, that's
Just
fair.
pump the jab. This was a shitty fight, so I'm not
It
going to
was a
call
shitty
robbery
fight.
or
Yeah,
anything.
no.
But I scored it for Brundage. But I
Well,
picked Johnson, so hey.
yeah. Yeah, I'll give it a 2, and,
Oh no, this is a 1. This is a hard 1.
I'll give it a 2 just because Johnson was out pressing and throwing the whole time, even though he looked like shit.
Yeah. You are more generous than I.
All right. That brings us to a featherweight bout. Alberto Montes, Ricky Tersios. And I'll admit, I had huge doubts about Montes. Seemed like he had a kind of a gimmick game. And I love a front headlock series. I love any fighter that brings that to MMA. But when I see a lot of like unusual submissions on somebody's record at a regional level, I just kind of automatically assume that that is not going to translate to anything higher than that level. So I'm really fucking impressed by Alberto Montes.
No, he looked really good.
He did.
The work he was doing on the feet just with the boxing,
Yeah.
pretty smooth. Cuz Tercios, he's coming at you, right? He brings
Yeah.
it. So to like maintain your defensive responsibility through all that chaos that's being thrown his way, not letting Tercio get the takedown. I thought he did phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he put Tercios to sleep.
No, I love
So
that. And I love the celebration afterward too, where his whole team went through and he anacondaed each one of them.
yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
actually that was a great little post fight celebration.
What I love the most is how superb that referee stoppage was.
Yeah, that was
The
great.
second Tercio went out, the ref was right there to stop it. That
Yep.
is amazing,
Ref
amazing
knows exactly
officiating.
what they're looking for, is right in position to act on it, and does exactly the right thing to test it, which is he grabbed Tercios's arms and pulled them up to see if Tercios would do anything to fight that. And the moment Tercios didn't react even a little bit to that, it's stop.
The ref
Done.
should get a performance bonus for that.
Yeah, that was well done. So great win for Montes. Obviously, it's a featherweight debut, so it's not like a must-take fight for him. But
No, there's no more must take
no,
fights on this for the rest of this card. But I
yeah,
will give this fight a 6.
ooh. Yeah,
Tech
I'll give it a
sub.
5. That was
Tech
nice.
sub. Tech
That was a
sub.
nice sub.
Awesome ref stoppage. It was fun.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to a flyweight bout. Namjagal Tumendembrel against Cody Durden. And, like, okay, I know Cody Durden got kicked in the dick a couple times as well in here, if I'm remembering correctly.
Did he?
I thought he did. I thought he got low blowed. and
I don't
fouled
know.
at least once in there. But man, he got surprisingly owned by Tumen Dembro. Like Durden, I don't know what kind of slide he's on. Usually it's like, okay, this guy pushes so hard that he can get finished by anyone. But he's also, he went out there and beat Matt Schnell. He beat Charles Johnson. He's had some good fights where he's been able to go out and press guys and put them in trouble and stay on them. I really did not think that Tumen Demberel would just handle him. And Durden does not. He looked scared to trade with Tumen Demberel, which I don't know. I know the guy's name is Art of KO or Art of Knockout, but he's kind of a concept artist. Like he's got more submissions than anything.
Yeah, but he's Mongolian. Those Mongolians, man, you cannot count them out.
Yeah.
They're like a new breed of Dagestani. They are just, they live in like Arctic temperatures and ride horses and
Let's see. He has one knockout in his entire career and one TKO. Everything else is a submission or a decision. So yeah, an avant-garde knockout.
Art of Knockout's kind of a weird nickname
It
anyway.
really is. Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
I don't know. I think you know what I bet it. You know what actually I just realized, because you know how like Assassin Baby was actually supposed to be Babyface Assassin, but it just got translated wrong.
Okay.
I am absolutely sure that his nickname was Knockout Artist.
But even that doesn't make sense.
No.
Unless it's like a training thing, right? Where he knocks out a bunch of sparring partners.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe it's like reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I say, he's a concept artist. Like it's really you think he's telling you about the knockouts, but the knockout is a concept. It doesn't have to actually exist. The decision represents the knockout is really how you have to think about it. It's a signifier signified kind of thing. Where when you break it down and you really examine what a knockout is, technically anything could be a knockout. It's like poetry, like a poem can be one word on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I guess. It's subjective.
Yeah.
This fight was trash though. There were two highlights for me.
Yeah.
One being the lights flickering in the first round.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Love to see it. And then
UFC's
in the
in-house
third,
love
what's
the
that?
UFC has been doing all their own promoting in-house, all their own work, and they're at the T-Mobile Arena where they are all the time. Like more than anywhere, you have your own crew, your own staff running your own show in the arena you are at like half the year. Why was this so full of fuck ups?
Good question. Budget cuts, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, in the third round, Cody took the back and Tumen Demirel twerked to get him off. Ooh, that didn't sound right.
They just they just slid off each other. The whole third round was back takes and sliding off.
Yeah, it was trash.
It was terrible.
I'll give it a 2 though for the lights flickering.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2 as well. All right, that brings us to another flyweight bout: Sumudarji, Jesus Aguilar, and I really thought Aguilar could like throw a submission in there or something, like get close to something at some point. Sumudarji, he fucking trounced him. Like this fight was not even close.
Nah, that was some gorgeous long range counter fighting going on here.
And just absolutely dominant top control too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Aguilar was getting tossed. He was getting tossed like Cody Garbrandt's cookies.
he got beat 5 ways. So this was a completely dominant performance from Sumudarji. Honestly, happy to see it. He's a pretty fun fighter. And yeah, I don't know. Aguilar is not great. So I'm happy to see Sumudarji go out there and do some good work. Maybe he can get a bout with Ode Osborne or something.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you give it? Rank it.
3.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Solid work. Didn't like drop him, or it wasn't any danger of getting a finish or anything. But
He did drop him at the end of the third,
okay, yeah. But
but
mostly
like
just
he could have turned it up, I think.
yeah. Right, that gets us to a light heavyweight bout: Dr. Nergoje against Rafael Tobias. And I'm happy to see this, not because it was a particularly great fight, but because I did at one point think that Nergoje was a decent prospect, and he has fallen totally flat in the UFC. And this fight at least proved that when he's not getting hurt, he's not a damaging light heavyweight, which is a terrible position to be in, but he can actually be a kind of a slick technician.
Yeah, I mean, I like his stand up.
Yeah,
Nergoche is fluid on the feet. Like he
he's
is a
fluid.
fluid striker.
He's just not dynamic or powerful, which means that he can be doing great work for like 3 minutes, and if he makes one little mistake, he almost gets finished.
Right.
Which is what happened in this fight. He was doing like amazing, and then it's just like he steps in square and tries to lean back over his heels, Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman style, and gets clubbed and almost knocked out. It's just,
Yeah,
margins are thin for him. But
he is defensively liable for sure.
I do love watching when he's gut flowing. He is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Which is kind of rare for 205 to
It
see guys
is.
flowing
It
like
is.
that.
That's
So
why I thought he was a prospect at one point, and it's why I'm glad to see him scrap out this win.
he needs to go have a conversation with Drew Dober and like
Yeah.
learn how to translate that technique into some power.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I give the
I'm,
fight a 2.5, maybe three, three and a
I'm
half actually.
going
Three
I'm
and a half.
going 3.8 here.
Nice. Yeah.
This was fun for me. I
I'll
enjoyed
go
it.
three and a half.
We got a punch to the dick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He uppercutted him right in the dick.
Yeah, this was more fun than it should have been. I'll say that.
Yeah, no question. All right, and that brings us finally to another light heavyweight bout: Rodolfo Bellato, Luke Fernandez. And I thought I picked Fernandez going into this, but
Damn.
I thought this was a very ambitious step up for him, even as I picked him. And man,
Which
he
is
got
why I picked Bellato
yeah,
strictly off of strength of opposition.
yeah. This was a reality check for Fernandez. Bellato's the kind of dude, you can put him away early, but if you don't put him away, he sticks in and he fights through adversity really well. And man, he came up big. Rough outing for Fernandez, but
Yeah, big step up.
let's
And
see.
like
Trouble.
Bellato is such a he's been in so many weird fights.
Yeah,
Like he needed this. This was
he
like
did.
this is the best thing that could have happened to him. I
Yeah,
think
I'll
he got
give
a
it.
performance bonus too.
Did he? Damn, that doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Oh, I guess they didn't give fight of the night, which I guess that makes more sense. Because I think if they gave fight of the night to, I don't know, Somebody they did, there wasn't really a fight of the night to give, but had they given
Garbrandt,
fight of the night,
Xiao.
yeah, had they given fight of the night, then I would assume that Dober, Rodriguez, and Montes all had much more impressive finishes,
They got it too.
but they all got it, so it makes
Yeah.
sense in that case. But yeah, solid outing for Bellato. Hard step back for Fernandez. Don't really care who they fight next, but I give the
No.
fight a 4 overall. Brief, violent. That's all I need.
Going with the 5 here.
Yeah. What do you got
Could
for
have
the
been
card overall?
goofy. Man, this is tough. This is really tough. Although I appreciate the dominance of Oliveira, we didn't get a lot of wow moments out of it.
No.
And there was some weird shit going on in this card with the Cody Garbrandt fight, which was super weird. But we did have some cool finishes. I think 3.5.
I'm gonna say 3. I was even thinking 2.5, but
Wow.
I mean, because you got the top 3 fights: Rosas, Font, Baja, De Ritter, Oliveira, Holloway. They're all, well, 2 of them are fine in their own element. One of them is terrible. But they, as like an end wrap up to this whole card, like the top of the card just doesn't sell it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was really hoping for a war in that main
yeah.
event.
So all right. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. You can find me on Twitter at the Zane Simon. You can find Eddie on Twitter at the Eddie Mercado. We've got to subscribe to our Substack below. There's a link. Help us out. That's big for us. So do that. And otherwise, you can find me on Blue Sky and on Substack myself at Zane Simon. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.